I haven't played a new Pokemon entry since Sun and Moon back in 2016. While the series has brought in some adjustments that I like, such as being able to see the Pokemon as you're wandering around, I haven't felt the need to get into any of the Switch Pokemon games, until the announcement of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus drew me in with its setting and numerous changes to the standard Pokemon formula that I think will make for an enjoyable and unique experience for Pokemon fans. I'm really excited to see what Gamefreak does with this new game, which is grounded enough in Pokemon series staples to feel comfortable, while embracing quite a number of changes that may signal a new direction for the franchise, and even if it's not, should be enjoyable for this one-time entry. Pokemon Legends Arceus is a blend between action and turn-based RPGs with the standard mon catching, training, and battling alongside it. The game is developed by Gamefreak as their primary focus, as they let another company take over developing for the 4th generation remakes Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. While many fans and gaming news outlets assumed the game was open world based on the initial trailers, it was later confirmed that it is not. I imagine it is more similar to games like Shin Megami Tensei 5 or Xenoblade, with large regions that the player can explore around, but distinct boundaries for those regions. The game will be released on January 28th, 2022 for the Nintendo Switch, and I know I, and many others, are eagerly awaiting that date. Legends Arceus is a prequel to the 4th generation games Diamond and Pearl, definitely. It is unsure if the game has any connection to Platinum. Set in the distant past when the Sinnoh region was instead known as the Hisui region, and Pokemon and humans had not begun to adopt the coexisting society we know so well. Your player character will become part of an organization called the Galaxy Expedition Team, seeking to study the Pokemon of the region and complete the very first Hisui Pokédex. With the help of the Pokemon Professor Laventon, who brought starters from different regions for you to pick from, Cyndaquil, Oshawott, and Rowlet, you'll set off on your bold and perilous journey. Based out of the Jubilife village, you'll go on expeditions to various areas around the region to collect information about the Pokemon. There's still quite a bit about the story we don't know about, mainly how Arceus is going to fit into our adventure. Plus, with no gyms and no Elite Four, the progression for the game story-wise is hard to figure out exactly, although it probably has something to do with the Guardian Pokemon. One thing I have observed in the trailer so far is a lot of references to Diamond and Pearl, which will be fun for you 4th generation fans out there. I'm curious if and how Legends Arceus ties those references into how they develop. As usual, I don't expect the deepest story and characters from Pokemon, no Sun and Moon style story, which is sad to me at least. Nonetheless, I think this game could have fascinating lore to cover, and hopefully the story and characters are at least memorable. Of course, the main focus of most Pokemon games, though, isn't the story, it's the gameplay, and Legends Arceus has some interesting twists on the formula for us. As established before, the main goal of the games, getting all the gym badges, beating the Elite Four, and becoming Pokemon Champion, is not an option in this game. The game really does center around the idea of catching them all and crafting the Pokédex. Requests will be made in town that you then investigate and report back the findings for. There seems to be some inspiration from the Pokemon Snap games in addition to the main series games, with the ideas behind observing Pokemon in their daily lives, but also catching them for further research. The catching mechanics, though, are somewhat different from the standard in the series. Some Pokemon can just be caught outright by throwing a ball at them. Others you need to sneak up on to catch them unawares in order to capture them. This time, we're the ones ambushing from the grass. And then you have the ones you need to weaken in battle to catch like usual. I'm curious if they're gonna tutorialize catching Pokemon in every method in this game. Also, catching a Pokemon is not one and done. If you want to get the most information about them in your Pokédex, there are specific tasks you need to complete with regards to that Pokemon to unlock the most information. While it's not to the same level of creativity on observing and catching creatures as you see in a game like Bugsnax, I really like the several new capture methods, and I think this is an idea with a lot of promise behind it both for this game and future games. Battling does seem to be largely unchanged from the series standard. Each Pokemon has a type and up to 4 different moves. Certain attacks are stronger against certain types in a web of complicated type matchups that you'll try to keep up with as you continue battling. The formula has never changed all that much, but there are a couple changes for Arceus that I'm hoping will add a new level of strategy to your battles. Usually the turn order has gone one Pokemon acts, then the other one acts, continuing until the battle is complete, but Arceus has gone a slightly different route for turn order. Now, depending on your Pokemon's speed and opponent's speed, you can have multiple consecutive moves listed on the turn bar on the right side of the screen. This will wildly change up how battles can go as it adjusts many series strategies such as switching in and out Pokemon, item usage, and even some double turn moves like Fly and Dig. That alone would be a major strategic change, but Arceus is also introducing styles, specifically strong style and agile style. As the names indicate, strong style is slower but hits harder, so I'm thinking it would be useful if you wanted to finish off an opponent this turn with a heavy blow. Agile style, on the other hand, emphasizes speed, and I'm sure you can think of ways to use that to your advantage. The game's Pokemon battles are familiar enough to be easily accessible, but I'm really fascinated how these changes will adjust my battle tactics in a way that no Mega Stone Evolution, Z moves, or Dynamax could ever do. That is not the only aspect of the game that has been adjusted for this new entry, though. One of the bigger differences between Arceus and the rest of the series, though, is your active role both in exploration and possibly even combat. The game does have a crafting mechanic, so I'm assuming that as you explore around, you'll be collecting materials. I also wouldn't be surprised if there's more stuff to look for, at least I hope there is, because otherwise it's going to be fairly bare terrain we'll be exploring around. Traversal methods are also a big addition, with Pokemon to ride on, glide with, and surf with in grand landscapes, which I'm really looking forward to trying out. You do need to be careful moving around though, because some of the more aggressive Pokemon can directly attack you. Therefore, dodging is going to be important, and keeping your own health up is just as important as keeping your Pokemon's health up. I wonder if by the end of the adventure though you'll have Ash's level of resilience to Pokemon attacks. All in all, there seems to be a lot to do, and I could see people happily spending many hours in this game and its world. That leads me at last to the presentation of the game, and this has been an ongoing discussion for many years when it comes to the Pokemon franchise specifically. I'm gonna give my quick thoughts on general video game visual design right now, and you can prefer whatever you want. I'm just telling you my preference. I want consistent and creative visual design and style over top-line graphical quality every day of the week. There are some games that can do both, but so long as the graphical quality isn't awful, I'm gonna be good. If the visual design is awful though, that's a much bigger problem for me. Pokemon Legends Arceus has a good visual design that I really enjoy looking at. The landscapes are varied and gorgeous, the Pokemon more dynamic than in any previous game, and the designs of the human characters and their dwellings stand out. Sure, the graphics are not great, but I do think they are acceptable, but that's just me. I do know, though, that anyone claiming this was a GameCube-level graphics game has not played on a GameCube recently. Musically, what I've heard so far sounds good to me. It's gonna have a fairly different tone than previous Pokemon games because of the different eras in the story of Arceus, but so long as it maintains the quality I've heard so far, I think we'll be good. UI and UX-wise, things look clear and legible. The one thing I hope is possible, which may not be, is control remapping, which is important in an action game like this one. I'll keep an eye out to see if that happens. As usual, no voice acting to review, as Pokemon has still not joined the 21st century in that field yet. Maybe one day they will. Maybe one day. Overall though, I think Pokemon Legends Arceus has an appealing presentation in many important areas. It's kind of strange feeling this hyped for a Pokemon game again, and I don't expect that game to redefine the series or anything dramatic like that. I do think it introduces some intriguing changes to the series formula that could serve as a push forward for the series and a refresh for some of us who have grown tired of the series the past couple years. If the promise seen in the trailers so far holds true, then I know I'm gonna have a great time playing Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I hope you will too. Let me know in the comments what you think about this new Pokemon game and its new ideas, and while you're heading down there, if you enjoyed the video, the like button is a nice way to show your appreciation. Subscribe to keep up with me in the channel, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Have a great day, and happy gaming.